Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Nub's Longplay. Today, and for the next couple of weeks, we're going to be looking at one of my all-time favorites, Soul Blazer. Developed by Quintet and published by Enix and released in the United States on November 27th of 1992. So if you're like me, a lot of people remember this as being part of a group of games that were referred to by the fan base, not necessarily by anyone else, as the Quintet Trilogy. It involves 3 games that never actually were part of an official series of games. This was the first one. The second one was the game Illusion of Gaia. And the third one was a game that was never actually released in the United States called Terranigma. All 3 of these games were made by the same company, Enix, obviously, and the developer Quintet. And they all have elements that are shared as far as how they play. And little bits of storyline that kind of intersect between them, but they all kind of share a similar origin from the unlinked but basically spiritual predecessor to all of them, which was the game ActRaiser, which we obviously did a drinking game for at one point. This game probably has the most similarities, not only in the story setup, but also in the sound effects that they use in this game. There are little grunts that the main character makes whenever he gets hit that are basically the same sound that your character made in ActRaiser whenever you took a hit. So that is the most obvious connection between those games. That and the fact that you're working for the Master, and the Master is who is trying to revive and rebuild the world. Sounds pretty similar to ActRaiser, if you ask me. So, there's been a story playing as I've been talking here in the background. It turns out this is actually a meatier story that they show in-game than the one that came in the instruction manual. But for the sake of consistency, we'll go ahead and read the story from the instruction manual. Pretty simple, just called Opening Story. King Magridd, ruler of the frail empire, is a greedy man. His only desire is to possess all the money in the world. One day, the king overheard a conversation regarding Dr. Leo, the town's so-called genius inventor. An idea suddenly came to him. Maybe I can obtain all the world's wealth by striking a deal with the king of evil. Dr. Leo was imprisoned by the king in order to construct a machine to summon Deathtoll. Even though it was painful, this was not a difficult task for Dr. Leo. When Deathtoll was summoned, the king told him he wanted more than anything to obtain the wealth of the world. Deathtoll made a proposition.
The life of one living being in exchange for one gold piece.
That's my growly Dr. Claw voice. The proposition was accepted. And from that day on, all living beings began to disappear. They either became servants of Deathtoll or were banished to monster lairs. That's it. That's the whole story they gave you in the instruction manual. A nice change of pace from what they did in ActRaiser, where they had about 6 pages of repetitious storyline about the Master and Tanzra, I think, was the bad guy in that game, fighting, and the Master losing and then retreating. And it was like, you could have cut this down by 2 or 3 pages. It was a whole lot of the same information multiple times. There is a cast section, but the game's fairly good at introducing all of those characters in the game. This is a text-heavy game, so I'll probably have to do a little bit of reading as we're playing. That's fine. A voice came from above.
My follower, since you will be able to speak with all living things, you should have a name. Please choose a name for yourself.
I don't think I can do Victory now, can I? Nope, it's going to fall short. It'd be Victory New, so we'll just be Nub.
Nub, what an interesting name. All right,
With 2 L's.
go and save the world for all creatures.
I think that's my god voice. Nub received Sword of Life. So now I can actually fight enemies. Game doesn't equip that weapon for you automatically. You have to equip it in this menu. Uh-oh. I might have wanted to check the key bindings before I got started here, but we'll play as is for now. Hopefully it's not going to cause any problems. Sorry, when I'm playing games on the channel for Nub's Collection, I do have the same controller for the NES and Super NES games, and the key bindings might have been changed a little bit to suit a Nintendo pad a little more easily. They had it B and A on a Super Nintendo controller, being the buttons B and A from the Nintendo controller, and I said, no, that ain't gonna work, and I moved them to Y and B, which is a little more comfortable. Alright. I used to live up in the sky just like you. Now I am living on Earth, away from the Master. All the creatures that have been captured by Deathtoll are sealed away in monster layers. Just as you have set me free, you must free everyone. Even the release of a small tree or creature, they will aid you in your quest. Here, take this. Nub received the flame ball magic. I'm not going to be able to do that for every single character. That would make my my day a nightmare every time I tried to play this. Now I will join you. I am a magician, so I can use all types magic. Whoops, another edit there. They probably could have fixed, or a typo. I will use my skill to help you. Remember this? I need gems in order to use magic. When you set me free, the monsters left some small spheres of gold. This is what a gem looks like. All right, let's work together to revive the world. I'm not done yet speaking yet. We must go to the Grass Valley Shrine. Alright, a little squishy there on the D-pad. So this is how you save. A voice came from above.
Nub, how may I help you?
Record.
I will record all you have accomplished. Is this okay?
Sure is.
Finished recording. Do you wish to continue?
Nah, I'm done.
Nub, you are doing well. Do not give up.
See you. One of the fun tricks about this game is the L and R buttons, the shoulder buttons in this game. If you hold them down, you can crab walk. And also, if you have a weapon equipped, which you normally don't do in towns, you hold your sword out and you can just kind of like poke enemies with it, and it does continuous damage. So, Nub heard a small voice. All right, let's do small voice.
There are many creatures being held in the underground castle. If you can release those creatures, the village will be reconstructed.
All right, that was the best I could do. All right, I'm not talking to the plant again. So in this game, every character or every creature you unlock potentially can talk to you and give you information about the game world. I don't think there's anything we can do here yet. We have to actually go into the main dungeon to start unlocking people, and as we unlock people, or creatures, I guess I should say, the town will start rebuilding as they reappear. Now we fight some naked, purple-haired, green goblin creatures, look like really skinny, Incredible Hulks. With absolutely no modesty whatsoever. No pants. Now, join me as an orb. I don't know if I have any magic yet. Oh, I do. Look at that. So with that, I should be able to do that. Now, of course, you have to line it up with your orb motion, which is sometimes not the easiest thing in the world to do, but if you do, you can hit them like that. The most useful spell in the game, I believe, is one called Magic Flare, where you build up a charge using that orb, and then when you let it go, it explodes and does a ton of damage. You hear a sigh coming from inside the house. I don't hear any sigh. There was no sigh. Sightless. go this way. This game has an interesting soundtrack. I won't say it's the best. They did make liberal use of the slap bass for all the low notes. Dum, 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 dum. I think they had basically a very basic sound set when the Super Nintendo came out originally, and there were some sound effects that were easy to find and use, and people didn't do much to modify them. And that bass is, it sticks out in my brain as being particularly not great. As time went by and people got more comfortable with the hardware, they got more used to the different sound effects that they could make use of on the system, and things improved. Oh, Nub heard a faint voice coming from the jewel in the upper right corner. All right, they keep spelling it with 2 L's. Come over here. What up? All right, faint voice. Let me think. Oh, okay, here we go.
I will give you some advice. Don't forget to equip the things that you wish to use, or they will not work.
Nub received EXP.
Would you like to return to Grass Valley?
No, I haven't done anything yet.
Come back whenever you feel like returning to Grass Valley.
I think after this first episode, I'm probably going to be like, I don't feel like doing weird voices. I'll just talk. Yay. Pop. Yeah, of the Quintet trilogy of games, I would probably say this is my favorite. Is it the best game? I suppose there are people who could make the argument that Illusion of Gaia was a better game. I had my own issues with it, and I'm sure we'll get into them one day when we actually look at that game. But this one, I just liked the equipment that you get throughout the game, the feeling of progression as you unlock and open up villages. The story is a little bit silly at times, which isn't great, but I don't know. I like the game. It's got a fun flow to it. It doesn't take too long to play through and beat, so hopefully we'll be able to knock this out in, I think, maybe 6-7 episodes. All dependent on my ability to progress without dying multiple times, and also not getting lost. I do know that there are some things that we have to do in order to get to the final boss of the game, and some of those items can be a little tricky to find. Nub released Tulip. Nub began to hear a small voice. Oh boy, here we go again.
There once was a watermill before the village was destroyed. I hear there is a man in the mill who runs the elevator in the underground castle.
I'm not going to do that much longer. Oh, why am I going this way? There's nothing there. Let's go this way. And I think... No, not that. Enough. Let me out. There we go. How do I find the... Trying to remember the buttons. There we go. Monster layers. There are 7 left. I don't know if those are supposed to be wings or his hair. They don't seem to stay attached to his head, so I'm guessing wings. Which begs the question, if he has wings, why is he walking? I released the bridge guard. Turns out the river is only like a foot deep and it doesn't move very fast, so his job is pretty pointless. Gotcha. Magic, for the most part, is a bonus in this game and not necessarily something that you have to have for any encounters. Its utility is mostly for enemies that you can't reach. I received the Dream Rod. So one of the cool things about this game is if you press down against a wall where you can't get past it, you can actually move the orb a little bit. So then you can blast enemies. Also, if you hold your sword out, as I was saying before with the L and R buttons, you actually draw gems towards your body. So if there's something kind of out of the way that you can't reach normally, you just hold your sword out and it'll pull it towards you. Something that we will see kind of return in Illusion of Gaia, only with an actual story explanation as to why it's happening. I always found it interesting that certain monster layers are timed in how quickly they release enemies, and others will only release one at a time, and as you kill them, they release more of them. So this one here released all of the enemies that were capable of coming out of the lair. Pop. Done. I released Ivy. I think the game could literally take forever if they chose to make every single blade of grass one creature that you have to release. Nah, Deathtoll is like, you know what? This is overkill, guys. I don't need every blade of grass. I'm gonna go this way. Oh, didn't make it. All right. So it's better to try to hit him like from this angle here as opposed to just straight on or with the swipe that you see coming down. Now release the Watermill Keeper. A man's voice came from inside the watermill. Okay, I gotta do a man's voice. Here we go.
Darn it! This stupid wheel, it's so hard to turn.
Thank you, that was my man voice. This is my normal 5-year-old girl voice. I appreciate everyone's support. This is one of the weirdest things you'll ever see in a video game. Watch what happens when I try to step on the elevator. I am an elevator, invented by Dr. Leo. I cannot move unless the watermill is turning. Why is the elevator talking to me? You're not a living thing. That doesn't count. And how many layers do we got left? Just one. And it's going to be this way. I think. Maybe? No, this was a shortcut. Back up, maybe? There's one we didn't get. I don't know where he is. Oh, wait a minute. I know exactly where I gotta go. All right, wait. So we do need to go back to the town, and we have to actually, well, no, because that character's not there yet. So I'm not sure where the last one is. I know it's in here, and we have to do something to get it. Might not be able to do it yet. That may be a return trip at a later date. Yes, I'd like to go back. Certain areas of the game, in order to advance, you have to go back to the town, interact with someone, they'll give you an item, and then you'll be able to advance beyond whatever was blocking you. In this case, I have the item I need. It is the Dream Rod. This right here. Come on. The controls in this game are not terribly intuitive. I'm not going to try a voice. My husband used to be the village chief. One day, he suddenly disappeared, along with the other villagers. I feel so lonely. How about being one of my children? I guess. Really? I will call you Nub from now on. Well, that was my name. Use the second floor as your own room. All right, let's go. Is the chair moving? Guess what? It talks. This is the room of the village chief. He used to sit and rock here for hours. I wonder when he is going to come back. Probably when I unlock his monster lair. And I believe this lady sells me herbs, or not sells, but gives me herbs. Hello, may I help you? Oh, you're the one who released me. Whenever you use your medical herb, please come back and I will give you another. Nice thing about this game is you never will be in a position where you cannot get more of those medical herbs, which is down at the bottom of the menu there. They don't try to gate you from getting good, basically, by restricting your health objects. Whenever you run out of medical herb, you can come back to, usually every town has one spot where you can pick up a free medical herb if you run out. I am the guard of the bridge. I guess it is not really necessary to guard such a small bridge. Please pass. See you. Rotating this wheel will move the elevator in the underground castle. I am too weak to turn this wheel. Will you do it for me? This is the wheel. Will you try to turn it? Nah, I'm gonna leave. Nub turned the wheel. As the wheel started to turn, power was transmitted to the underground castle. Oh, no wonder. I was turning it the wrong way. By the way, don't you think this watermill is great? Well, I guess. It looks pretty good. This is a Super Nintendo game, of course, so the graphics are better than Nintendo. Certainly more colorful. You'll see in an episode of Rental Regrets that's coming up in the near future that I mentioned that a game we were looking at was meant to have all the colors of the rainbow, and yet all the colors were kind of like secondary or tertiary shades. So instead of yellows, reds, and blues, we got turquoise and peach and brown. This is the ugliest rainbows I've ever seen in my life. Nub received iron armor. Excellent. Nub found 50 gems. All right, let's go ahead and put that armor on. It's a key item. I want that as soon as possible. It decreases how much damage you take, obviously.
I am watching over the world. Please take this.
Nub received EXP. I think that's all she does for you. She might have something else to say.
All right, continue on. Good luck.
Oh, thank you. See you. All right, so now we can use the elevator. Don't know where that extra little monster layer is down there, but I believe we have to come back later for a person that sits in this house. Once we unlock that person, I believe she, yes, it is a she, has a dream that you have to enter, and then she unlocks the path to the final monster lair in this area. What does it do for me? I don't remember. It may not even be this. Well, we'll trace back and see if I missed something somehow. Because I don't remember seeing the monster lair, and I think you can normally see it when you get to this area. Okay, nothing there. Nothing there. Nope. Yeah, see, depending on how you position your body, you can do multiple hits if you just hit with the blade at the end of the swing. Maybe this way. Was this it? No? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I missed it. I think this is the area where the one extra monster layer sits. And that's just a shortcut back, so yeah, I didn't miss anything. This is definitely where the dream takes place then. Oh no, here it is. So it is the other area. Not too worried about losing gems at drop. We'll get plenty more before the end of the game. Nub released an old man. I probably won't return to the town too much unless we have to progress past something. Usually the main meat of what you need is found either in the dungeons or in the overworld once you unlock a lot of people. So it really doesn't serve me any benefit to go back every single time a person gets released. Most of them just say, hey, thank you, and then something silly. Same thing. This goat, I think, takes you on a tour of the town and then stops at the item shop because one of the owners sells goat food. Gah! Oh, look at that. It's taking advantage of your surroundings. Good news is if you finish off a monster lair before you go into this little unlock cinematic, that layer stays finished. If you go in after killing just a few of the enemies, they will all start respawning again. So it's best to finish a layer if you see it before trying to close out a monster lair. You hear someone snoring from inside the house. Yada, yada, yada. Boom. And then, of course, there are some enemies in the game that have no lair. They just pop up. Release the tulip. Now, one of the fun things about this game, I say fun, maybe some people didn't love it, is that there are certain things in each area that you won't be able to finish, and you'll have to come back to at a later time in order to complete or unlock whatever they were guarding. There are certain enemies that are made of metal, and you cannot defeat them with just a regular sword. There are some enemies that are ethereal, and you have to use a weapon that can damage spirits. There's at least one layer in this game, or multiple layers, there might be more than one, that you have to come back to with the sword that defeats metal enemies. So we'll get to that area. I'll kind of highlight the ones I'm talking about, and we'll circle back to it at another time. Oh, there's a monster lair here. Actually, I believe this is 4. No, not this one. There's another one where it's like you finish off 4, and then I think the reward for finishing 4 layers is a character that you unlock in the town that does almost nothing. Now, the nature of the design of this game with monster layers that can be definitively closed and never reappear would lead one to believe that there is a finite amount of experience to be gained in the game. That's not the case. Again, there are small enemies scattered around the map that will infinitely respawn. Not only that, but in the final area, I believe there are some enemies that are basically just a bunch of moving walls, and killing them gives you a ton of experience. So if you're somehow short on experience, if you didn't max out your health bar, you do get the option to do that at a later time in the final dungeon. That's usually pretty easy. Oh, big gem. As with most enemies in this game, they all tend to follow a predetermined path. Very few enemies actually chase you directly in this game. They usually just go, like this enemy here can only travel in 8 directions, and it's whichever one happens to be closest to where you're standing. And this is another one with timed releases, so if you don't kill them within a couple seconds, more come out. This one's faster. Yes, that was my phone beeping. I'll have to set that on silent here in a second. Alright, take care of that while this is playing out. Nub released a goat. See, All that effort to get a goat. And no, the goat doesn't give me anything, as I recall. Just a bit of witty banter. 5 dungeons left. I gotta be honest, that may be the scariest idea of a monster in this entire game, is a puddle of water that becomes sentient and attacks you. Think about that. Let's say that puddle of water was sitting in a glass that you were about to drink. It came to life, and you were already drinking it when it did so. It could kill you. It could just start moving into your esophagus and then slide down your windpipe and suffocate you. Sentient water. That may be the greatest enemy of all. Owie. Oh, wait. Something I forgot to do. So, medical herbs aren't an active use item. You have to equip them, but the only way they actually take effect is if you lose all of your health. And then the herb will be consumed and you'll get your life back. But that only works if you have it actively equipped like so. Now, do I think I'm going to die here? No. But I'd rather not take the chance to find out by getting killed. One of the nice touches about this game, yeah, see right there, that treasure chest, we can't get through this opening until we go back to town. One of the nice touches about this game, whenever you go into one of these dream sequences and see the, or not dream sequence, but you go back to town and see whatever you have unlocked, every unlock that you see gives you a tiny bit of health back. So let's say you're just kind of a very sloppy player and you're constantly getting hit. You could still get some health back just by walking around and unlocking stuff through normal play. Also, those gems occasionally will give you some health back as part of touching them and talking to them, doing whatever they ask. So let's see if this works here.
This is the heart of the underground castle. You may meet many monsters that cannot be defeated with that sword.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
You will be able to save those creatures once you return with the correct sword. Would you like to return to Grass Valley?
Not yet, but we do want to after I open this last dungeon here, or monster lair. Nub released an old man. And I think that's the old man we need to go to the next dungeon. Nub heard a voice screaming inside the house. Ah, a ghost! A ghost! Ah, they're back. I got 1 health point back for unlocking that old man. All right, so how many dungeons? 1 dungeon, and I think that's down there where we can't get to without going back to the town first. So now we can go back. Yeah, yada, 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 yada. There's no making the text go faster in this game, unfortunately. Yes, I would like to go back. Alright, so there are some people back that we haven't talked to yet. We'll go and talk to as many of them as we can. I won't do any voices. I just want to get it done. The dream rod you possess is a magical stick that enables you to look into dreams. Equip this stick when you wish to speak with someone who is sleeping. Or you could wake them up, I suppose. Is that rude? Or is it ruder to tap them on the forehead with a stick while they're sleeping and enter their dreams? And yes, maybe that stick isn't a dream rod. Hey, you look like you would be good at crab walking. Try it. You don't know how? Just walk while pressing either the L or R button. Oh, like this? Ooh. No, that's moonwalking, not crab walking. Alright, I already talked to her. I already talked to the chair. Alright, talk to the flower outside. I like that when you walk into a building, instead of transitioning to another screen, they just lift the roof off. It is a faster way to get this kind of thing done. I am helping my mother. Would you like to buy some goat's food? Do you want to know how much it costs? Well, how about $1 billion plus tax? I'll take it. Teddy! I'm sorry. I will give it to you for free. Nub received a bag of goat's food. Why are they just giving their merchandise away for free? I feel like you're gonna go out of business if you don't charge for some of it. I wonder why people live in such small houses. Can you believe the village chief was swallowed up in one of the paintings in the house on the hill? Oh, you have some food from the tool shop. I promise to tell you a secret if you will give me the food. Yes. Thank you. I will tell you a secret. If you wish to get inside the painting, you must equip an item which used to belong to the painter and touch the painting. Well, I have other things to attend to, so I will see you later. And then he goes to the item shop to get more goat food. So all that to have the game tell you, you have to get a different item to make progress. And yeah, we do that by going to the house with the girl who's asleep. So, not that useful. This is the house with the girl. Here we go. You just talk to her without equipping the dream rod. I think she just snores. Now place the dream rod quotey fingers on the girl's head. Excuse me, young lady, I'm going to put my rod on your head. Daddy, where are you? I don't know. A voice full of sadness came from somewhere.
Lisa, you must explain everything that you know to the person in front of you. They will also need my paintbrush to continue on.
Daddy, is that you? Where are you, Daddy? I miss you so much. There was no answer. Alright, I guess I should go talk to her again. Who are you? Why am I here? Oh my, who are you? Get out of my house! I wasn't putting my rod on your forehead. Wait, I'm sorry for yelling at you. Please come back and listen to my story. Can I put my rod on your head again? I had a very strange dream. It was about my father and someone who looked just like you. My father told me to give his paintbrush to you and tell you all I know. The brush is all I have left from my father. So you take it. I hid it somewhere. When you come back to me with that brush, I will tell you all I know. Well, can you tell me where you hid it? I hid it somewhere is very vague. So that chest that was in the dungeon is now unlocked and we can go down and grab it. I should go in here. If you go back into the temple, you'll get all your health back. Back out. Also, this acts as a waypoint for different dungeons. Some of them will have this little blue teleporter pop up, and then you can use it to get back into the dungeon quickly. Usually somewhere near where you fight the final boss for the area for one of them, and then for the other for the first major dungeon that you go through. Not always, though. I'm telling you, this is the most fear-inducing enemy in the entire world, the universe. Water that can become sentient and choke you to death. You're gonna get a cup of water tonight. You're gonna look at it and go, could this kill me? Last dungeon. Nub released an old man. I believe that old man has a funny tale of his own. And here we go. Nub received Leo's brush, so now I can get out And I think the fastest way is just go back the way we came in. I like that the audio for that elevator going up is literally just the sound of me getting hit, but sped up way faster, like 2 or 3 times faster. Played really quickly in repetition. I like to think whoever is in charge of playing the bass on that song, if they ever did a live recording, is just having the most fun in the world, because just bam, 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 bam. Not a whole lot of effort there. He's just slapping the one note. Since losing my wife to an illness, I noticed a goat hanging around my place. It was so lonely, I decided to keep the goat as a pet. And we have not unlocked the pet yet, so we can't talk to it. Let's see what Lisa has to say now that we got her brush. Oh, you have found my father's paintbrush. I will now tell you what I know. Why couldn't you tell me that before? One day, as I returned from shopping, I found a note. Lisa pulled out the note and began to read.
Lisa, I won't be able to see you for a while. If you have any problems, please see the village chief. Take care of your friends, Turbo the dog, Lou the dolphin,
Louie?
Gnome the snail, and Marie the doll.
The animals mentioned in my letter were once my father's pets. I don't understand what he is trying to say, though. I know you're a complete stranger, but will you please search for my father? I know I've never met you before, and I have no idea if you're capable of defending yourself against monster attacks, but could you go out and save my father? Thanks. Bye. My name is Gaudy. I am an architect. I built all the houses in this town. Come back later. I will show you something. I like to think what he's going to show me is his genitals. You remember Lisa's dream, right? That was a badly placed comma there. You remember Lisa's beat dream, right? Have you returned to the place you saw in her dream? Things may be different from when you saw her before. Yeah, I know. Thank you. And this guy? Oh, come on, talk to me. This was painted by Dr. Leo. A strange face has appeared. It's terrifying. He's talking about this painting right here. There's a picture of the village chief in the painting. He appears to be sad. Oh. So we gotta equip the paintbrush. Leo's brush, the paintbrush used to paint the picture of the world of evil. Well, why did you do that? Don't paint the world of evil. Nub is dragged into the painting! Ooh. Sounds like someone's tapping on some like bamboo. Dip, 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 dip. There we go. One. And I think the other one opens the path. Nub released Tulip and can't reach it. At least not yet. Ta-da! Now these are not just random torches that don't serve a purpose other than to attack you. These are actually part of the portal. The rare, I don't know, brazier enemies that actually serve a lair, or belong to a lair. There we go. Whoop. They rolled out the moving red carpet for me. Oh, he's winding up the throat. Oh, no, you don't. Ah, missed. Got him that time. Oh. Gotcha. Oh, come on. There we go. Now, I'll say this, and this is something that never bothered me when I was younger, but as I've gotten older, I've noticed that it is something that bothers me more. The background. They maybe went just a tad overboard with the motion of the clouds. That can be very motion sickness inducing. It's funny, I didn't even think about it until I was about to start saying something about it, and now it is starting to bother me a little. The good news is this is the only area in the game where they do anything like this in the background, so... Nub released a lonely goat. Oh, there's a wall now. I think it was there before, but now it is very much there. Before it was kind of there. Now it's extra super duper there. Gotcha. Alright. That opens the path forward, and this one gives me another character. Nub released Ivy. Go. Oh, I missed. Swing and a miss. Nub received medical herb. So, I can't remember if that's something that's supposed to happen or not. I thought there were certain items that you couldn't pick up if you already had them in this game, but maybe that I'm misremembering. I did not have the medical herb before, or I had the medical herb before, so I don't know why they gave that one to me. Okay, so that little tentacled creature there, I cannot kill it. That is one of the metal enemies that you have to come back later to fight. And I think if you kill him, if it's not him, there is another layer in the next room that gives you access to a sword that is the most powerful of the swords you can get at that point once you have the ability to unlock it. And I think it gives you health back with every kill. This is the dungeon for it, or the lair for it, rather. And there's some more of them. So once you figure out how the enemies travel, you can position yourself in a spot where you can just hit the enemy, they never touch you. No fuss, no muss. Quick and easy. Come on. Nub released a goat. Alright, so there's the goat that's hanging around the old man's hut. Alright, moving on. There we go. Ow! So this will be okay for a little while, but one of those metal guys is... Yep, there he is. Gonna catch up. Ah! Yeah, that's the sound it makes whenever you try to hit a metal enemy. It's like ding 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 ding. There we go. Nub released Tulip. I think it's really nice that they rolled out the red carpet and then continue rolling it indefinitely for my arrival. Ah! It just keeps rolling and rolling. Alright, so the last layer is just those metal spiders, and there's the layer that they belong to. Oh, that background is terrible. This is another timed one, so it'll take a little while to get them all out. Might even behoove me to just stand here and let him keep chucking spears. He's not going to move until I go up to him. Come on. Okay. Fine, I'll hit you. There, it was the last one. Alright, so this is the portal back to the temple. Get some health. We'll go ahead and save real quick. We are coming up on the first boss of the game. Save. Yes, I wish to continue. I like the idea that the master thinks if you say, would you like to stop playing, you're giving up. You're doing so well. Get all those gems back. Nub released a boy. I think he has a members-only club there that you have to give him a pass for. Alright, so one enemy, and then I think the final boss. So we're almost done. Ouch! Ouch! I may go back to the temple and get those last couple of hit points back. No, you don't. Okay. Stop it. I think all this does is gives me the entrance to the boss right there. Yep. Alright, so we'll get the health back one last time. Oh, not this way. Probably won't need it. I don't recall this being a terribly difficult fight. So it should be fairly quick and easy. Just a big monster who looks like they're metal, kind of like these guys, but I can damage them. Go figure. And also the level has a bunch of conveyor belts you have to travel up to hit them. Yep. Owie! Oh, wow, big hit. So I found that the easiest way to do it is just kind of poke them with your sword, keep doing that, and there at the end. Easy fight. I did lose my medical herb. Big deal, I can get another. Nub released the village chief.
Welcome to my home. I finally feel like myself again. I have something to tell you. Please come back to my house.
Alright. Let's go find out what he wants. Thank you for saving my entire town and every living being inside of it. Please go to the town next door to us and do the same thing again. You're welcome, I guess. I don't know if there's such a thing as reincarnation. Even though I can't communicate with my husband, I enjoy his company. So, this guy said his wife died, and then this goat started hanging out. The goat's saying that her husband doesn't know how to communicate with her anymore. You know what I think is actually happening? I think he's banging the goat. And the goat, in its simplistic way, thinks, oh, this is love. My final episode. You're the one who set me free, right? Come, I shall show you around. Please follow me. All right, let's go. This is the home of Dr. Leo, the inventor, and his daughter, Lisa. Dr. Leo was a great painter as well as an inventor. One day, many soldiers came and took Dr. Leo away. Lisa has not been the same since. The house at the top of this cliff contains a painting by Dr. Leo. I think the title of the painting is something like The World of Evil. Kind of like that. It's actually evil with an O. This is a house people constructed for the goats. I am not terribly fond of it. Amen, brother. I see something on the ground near the corner of the fence. I think they mean here. Haha. A medical herb when I can just walk up the hill and grab one for free. Okay, so he's just saying the same thing again. Let's go back down here. Oh, you scared me. The proper response for someone just walking into your house unannounced. This is our secret hut. We have hidden treasure near here. So you see this guy right here. Z, 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 Z. We gotta put our rod on his head. Now place the dream rod on the tulip's petal. I'm putting my rod inside you! In my dreams, I can do anything I like. For example, ha! And then he kills you. Oh wait, did it say anything else to say? Why don't you try and talk to the jewelry? Yeah, sure, I'm talking to all kinds of inanimate objects today. I'm not crazy at all. The monsters running all over in Dr. Leo's paintings cannot be defeated unless you have a special sword. You must find the special sword that can destroy metal. Return here once you have found the sword. I think it's called something like lightsaber. Yes, go back. All right, and there is something else. I don't know if we can get to it yet. We might have to come back later once we have said special sword. I believe it is down here. Oh, we can get to it now. All right. Be sure to check underneath all of the tulips. The boy may have hidden something under one. He thought that no one was watching, but I saw him. Including him doing something else. He means this one. Ta-da! There is a pass. So this pass is used for an area that we'll go to in just a second. Let me make sure there's nothing down here that we missed. I don't think there is. No, there isn't. And we're going to finish up this area and call it an episode because it's a good, healthy 1 hour chunk that we just finished. Oh, he's not in here. Okay. The face of the village chief has disappeared. What was that? It's called varnish, my man. What up, kid? This is our secret passage. I cannot let you go through without a pass. A pass. A pass made by the children of Grass Valley. You want a pass, huh? How about I pass you this? And I punch him in the face. Oh, the pass. Where did you find it? You can go inside now. Oh, there's nothing. Oh, there is something. A strange bottle. So I believe what this is... Yeah, so if you equip this before you die, you don't lose the gems that you would normally lose if you lose your life. If you do die, all your gems go away, but towards the end of the game, you're picking up so many at once, it really doesn't matter that much. Again, magic is a nice bonus to the game. It's not a game-winning weapon, necessarily. Did I have enough herbs, so now we just need to talk to the village chief and call it an episode. Yeah, what up?
I feel as though I've been surrounded by darkness. In that darkness, I heard my best friend Leo. He told me to give this brown stone to a person named Nub. I don't know what the brown stone looks like, but this is a stone that I received from him the day before he disappeared.
He's about to hand me a turd. Nub received the brown stone. You just shit in my hand, didn't you, dude? Suddenly, the master's voice came thundering down from the heavens. The brown stone you have is a key to open the world of evil. This is where Deathtoll lives. Come back to me with the stone. If I was the old man, I'd be like, oh, where'd that voice come from? Ah!
Dr. Leo has only a daughter named Lisa. I will ask my wife to look after her until Dr. Leo returns.
Well, she is adoption crazed, so maybe she'll take another adult human as her daughter. Yep, there she is. I feel bad for Lisa having been separated from her parents, so now I'm her mom. Some believe after a person dies, they will return in the form of a different creature. If this is true, I wonder what my mother is doing now. She's the dog in the backyard in the bushes and eating all of your berries. Alright, so let's go back to the temple. A voice came from above. The brown stone you received is one of 6 stones in this world. When all 6 of these stones are gathered, the gate leading to the world of evil shall be opened. Now you must go to Greenwood, where the next stone awaits you. Alright, and that is a good stopping point for the first episode. Yep, that's fine. Finish recording. Do you wish to continue? Nope, we're going to call it an episode right there. Rest well, there's still much to be done. And I like that you do this, and your body disappears, and they just pull up a little sad tune. There it is, yeah. Alright, that was a very productive first episode. We knocked out the entire first area of the game. There are 6 in total, or 5 or 6, something like that. 1 episode per area may or may not be the pace that we get going through this game. Certain later areas are going to be a little bit bigger than others. We'll try to knock it out as quick as we can. But I am going to talk to all the characters that we unlock if I can remember where they pop up. Plus, there's going to be items that you get just by talking to random villagers that are not main path required conversations. So that's going to do it for the first episode of my long play for Soul Blazer. As always, I do appreciate each of you watching, and I will see you next time.